Why are neighborhoods not enough? Most people think living near each other is the same as having a community. It's not. A neighborhood is just a place where people live near each other. A community is something different. It requires shared interests, shared responsibility, economic cooperation, trust, and a code of conduct. That last part matters, because a real community isn't just about proximity. It's about how people behave toward each other and what they're committed to building together. Right now, most Black Americans live in neighborhoods, not communities. And the difference shows up clearly in how money moves. Approximately 95% of disposable income is spent outside of Black neighborhoods. 5% is spent within Black neighborhoods, but only about 2% is spent with Black-owned businesses in those neighborhoods. That means almost all of the money leaves. And here's the reality. No population can become self-sufficient if only 2% of its income circulates within itself. So even if people live next to each other, the economic foundation required for a real community doesn't exist. Now compare that to earlier periods. During segregation, there were what could be called quasi-communities, not because segregation was good, but because it forced economic cooperation, shared dependency, and internal circulation of resources. People didn't just live near each other, they supported each other's businesses, built schools, created professional networks, and followed a shared code of conduct. There was structure, there was accountability, there was internal support. From the Civil War through the 1960s, this produced businesses, jobs, institutions, and a professional class, even with limited resources. Then things shifted. And here's the cause and effect that matters. Money started flowing outward, Black-owned businesses declined, jobs and institutions weakened, structure broke down, and communities collapsed into neighborhoods. So the change wasn't just social, it was economic. Over time, many Black neighborhoods became places where people live, eat, sleep, but not places where wealth is built, systems are controlled, or resources are circulated. That's why they no longer function as true communities. Even the language reflects that shift. Terms like ghetto, inner city, urban, the hood. These are broad, ambiguous labels, and they tend to signal dependency, lack of economic structure, and low competitiveness. Now here's the deeper layer. A real community isn't just physical, it's psychological. It's a mindset of we instead of me. It's when people identify with each other, support each other, and act with shared purpose, even if they don't live in the same place. Because once physical communities weaken, identity and behavior become the only way to rebuild that connection. But that's not easy. The long-term effects of slavery, segregation, and systemic exclusion have created real barriers to trust, unity, and collective action. So the challenge isn't just economic, it's also mental and cultural. A community requires more than proximity. It requires intentional support, economic circulation, shared standards, and accountability. Without those, people may live side by side, but they won't build anything together. And if money continues to leave faster than it circulates, the neighborhood will exist, but the community won't.